Well, it's the next morning. I had a long night of cleaning stuff and equipment, trying to get get everything reorganized. But little Oscar's doing good. They like their new setup just fine. And new Oscar's, he's getting into the groove. I just have my hands in there, so he might be a little bit pouting right now. He's pretty good. He could see his reflection in off the other tank, and he started kind of going at the glass, like he wanted to fight himself. So I put that yellow bag in there for now, just to put an end to that. He's being territorial. Tried to put a couple pellets in, but he hasn't eaten them. Just one floating around over there to see what he hasn't eaten yet. He's probably still wondering what the hell's going on. But one thing's for sure, he probably slept like a baby. You know, when you go out in the country and you breathe the fresh air and then you go to sleep and it's like the best sleep you ever had. He did that last night. Pristine conditions. Excellent water. And let's have a look. I did some work on the new tank. Just getting her going. And you'll notice hideous, ugly pleco is nowhere to be seen. And that's because I couldn't stand to look at him in there. So I set this guy up and I threw him in here for now until I can get rid of him. Why anyone would want one of those? And people like go crazy for these things and breed them. I guess the little ones are okay, but like not these. Yeah. Little bristle noses. Not so bad, but even those I hate. I don't want any plecos. Like he's being rehomed, or I'm taking him into the pet shop and just saying, here guys, please take him. And I'm not sure on the knife fish. The knife fish is almost as creepy, but he's kind of something new to me, so I'll give him some time. He seems to just want to hide all day. I think he comes out at night. So I got that big long ship back there that he can go into, and then this thing's got a little log down the middle that he can go into. And but let me show you too, like, okay, we've been over the size of the 3 fish in this tank. Look at the pleco, you know. The pleco's like, he's not sideways. You know? You're going to watch the camera angle so you get the truth. But that pleco, if you spun him out a little bit and stuck him there, he's at least half the size of the tank almost. And the Oscar dwarfs it. So, you know, literally looking at it now, the Oscar's probably is probably half the size of the tank. Maybe a bit more. But it's really tall tank. And it's really deep front to back. Which makes it a wicked, like this is, I love tanks like this, my 90 gallons like this configuration, because they're good discus tanks. Discus need the tall height and up and down. But the Oscars need the length. They would have been better off with with a long tank instead of a tall tank. But I don't think they knew what they were doing, clearly, because they picked 3 huge fish, put them in the... Maybe they thought this was a big tank. That might have been it. They could have thought it was a big tank. It's not big. But on top of that, okay, it's not just that the big fish were in there, okay? Look down here. This monstrous thing was also in there. It takes up about 1/3 of the available volume when you drop it in. It's like this big, it's thick. It's, you know, it's got to be like close to a foot thick. And it's like the complete length of the tank, almost. And then on top of that, they also had this log in there. And those plants. I put those in here for that night fish. And they put it in for the night fish, but I mean, there was no room. There was no room. I don't know how he lived that long like that. It's a neat little rock thing, but you know, maybe if you had little Tetris. But anyway, yeah, that was in there too, and so was the other thing. So was that log. And, so if you're looking to buy an Oscar and you don't have massive tanks, clearly don't buy an Oscar. One fish for a 75 gallon, and then you're done. That's the equation. So if you're smaller than a 75 gallon, walk away. And even like, he seems pretty slow moving and stuff, but he might be like that because he never moved all his life. I don't know. I've never watched. I've seen big Oscars, but I've never seen one this big. Never in my life. I thought I knew they got big, but I've never seen one do this. I've never seen one own one that big. I guess they all got rid of them beforehand. I don't know. It's supposed to take about 3 years for this to happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's 2. Let me know in the comments. How old do you think my fish is? The people who really, you know, spent a lot of time with these. I'll give you a nice close-up look. Maybe you can pick out some age-defining features. I'm not sure. I'm just throwing it out there. Can't wait to see his damage healed. See, he doesn't look all freaking like he's got the plague. He's fine. He's just hurt. Normally, on my discus, if they got a scratch like that, it would be 4 days. And let's see how long he takes. This is going to be day 1 today. He's pretty calm, and I've had my hand in the tank, and he hasn't tried to attack me or anything, and he leaves the other fish alone. There's what those dots might mean something to somebody, I don't know. Small fish says I should vent him to find out if he's a boy or girl, but I'm afraid to mess with him. I can't see his vent. There's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way someone can look at this fish and tell me, oh, it's a boy or a girl. I mean, I'm starting to be able to do that to discus, and that's hard to do it to discus. I'm not saying I'm 100%, but it's a lot easier to pick a girl out when she's got a belly full of eggs. I've noticed that's a good thing for discus. Just a beast. He's definitely roaming around a little more than he was yesterday. He was very stationary. I think he's starting to enjoy the length of the tank. Being able to swim a few strokes for once. Turn around easy. Yeah, yeah. So much nicer in there without that damn pleco. We might keep the knife fish. We'll see. Unless he's going to grow more. If he's getting bigger than that 12 to 14 inch size he already is, he's probably in the 14 inch range, actually. Let me know, because then he's gone for sure. If he stays where he's at, he might have a chance. I might keep him here. Yeah, he's playing with the electrical cord. I got to do something about that. That's the one for. Yeah. Hey, he moved that. I moved that last night, and he's. Oh no, I fell back in because I was in there. Okay. I thought he played with it. There we go. Get that out of his way. I can still pull more of it. But anyway, just wanted to let you all have a nice gander. We're just sitting here watching him. He's really cool. I like him. I was a little freaked out by his size, but I'm over it now. He'll be okay. That's lots of room for one Oscar. I know I'm probably going to take some heat about tank size, but I think he'll be okay in here. And do remember, I've got it all linked into. This system isn't just a 70, it's 260 plus gallons of continuous flow at a rate of 430 gallons per hour. And he came with a SunSun, or this tank came with a SunSun canister filter. Certainly won't use that on my discus, but I'm going to clean it up, and I'm going to hook it up down here behind there and put it on the bottom tank, and then the top tank's going to be running the Pelican. Between that and the biomedia, I put half this tank's gravel, because I had to wash the shit out of it because it was literally full of poop, and but it's going to be like, it's old gravel. See, some of it's still down there. So I took probably more than half of what was in there, and I threw it in that green barrel. I have biomedia to this system. Well, you know, full of like 3-year-old bacteria, right? It's got to be good stuff. And so I threw that in there, and I threw a small layer of it on the bottom in here, and then I put the green grit sand on top, and that's going to be how that tank's going to be set up. I don't like thick gravel, so it worked out. And then this tank's pretty nice too. It only really comes with the heater, well, I got a lot for it, but it's got one of those Hygo programmable, programmable lights. How do you do that? You just hit this maybe and it comes on. There you go. Get one of those. It's very bright. I got it set at 68%. I think I got to knock it down a bit. And yeah, the light, the heater, basically. I threw one of my hang-on backs on it because it needs the water needs some work. I just filled it up last night, and it was looking a little rough. So looking a little rough because you've been beat up, getting moved around, I think. But yeah, that's where Pleco's going to stand until I get rid of him. I don't want him in this system. Don't even want him to poop in this system. So he's out of there. Water's looking real nice actually in here since I put that gravel in the barrel last night. It's really, I think that's helped a little. Looks better down here than it does up there. I think it's just because the lights are dim up here right now. In comparison, morning light. But yeah, everybody's happy. Everybody's healthy. And this has basically become my Oscar rack. I thought it would be good for discus, but it is going to be great for Oscars. No doubt about it. Perfect setup for Oscars. Too much water for discus. That's basically it. So, it's fine. My two favorite fish, discus, Oscars. Number 3 would be piranha, but you really need to keep a lot of those for them to be cool, and I don't have the tanks for that. So, Oscars, discus, and a couple silver dollars to feel like I have some piranhas. That's all we're going to do. What a beast. I really like to breed them though, these Oscars. But this guy won't be big enough probably for at least like 10 months to meet the other one. So I don't know. And he's been alone for so long that he may not ever socialize with an Oscar. He probably won't. So, you know. But you never know. You never know. And Bruce, just doing his thing. Show him better color this morning. Sure, that'll improve too. It's not so injured on this side. Just gorgeous. Just wow. We'll catch you in the next one.